Hello, my name is Monica Ramsey, and I want to raise awareness for an issue that is not spoke about. It is domestic violence involving men as victims. The problem with this society is so many times it's the woman who's a victim and it's a man doing the abuse. But there are men out there that are being abused by women or other men, and there's nothing out there for them. There's no shelters for them to go to, and where there are shelters, they're hard to find. They're few and far between. There's no place for them to get help. If they call the police, they are arrested even though they show physical signs of abuse. I have read several stories from the victims that have posted on violence websites where they were the ones, the man was the victim. One man was even bleeding, and the police came, and the guy told him what happened, and they said, well, we've been called out here, so we've got to take you because we were called out here. He was the one that called them, yet they put the handcuffs on him and took him down to the station. I read several different places where it's harder for judges to take men seriously when they're trying to get a TPO against a woman. Whereas if a woman is trying to get a TPO against a man, bam, she's got it. There really don't even have to be a super valid reason why. They just say, hey, I want this man to stay away from me. The judge gives it to him. In this day and time, so many men keep their mouths shut about the abuse because they don't believe there's help. They don't believe there's any support. And as much as I have been through the domestic violence myself, and as much as I've sought help and read on websites and done my research for my personal self, I have never come across a place that dealt with men until now. There are resources, but like I said, there's not very many. And just for the point, it is averaged that 40% of all domestic violence cases are male. So that leaves the other 60% is women and children. I created this chart right here based on my report and some of the idea to give you about the ratio of men and women. For example, 1 every 4 men will be a victim of domestic violence. And that's not just physical, that's emotional, mental, financial, everything that entails what domestic violence is. Not only that, 1 in 7 men will be a victim of severe violence. That severe violence is whether weapons are used against them, kicking, hitting, punching, biting, spitting, whatever. That is more on the severe physical violence part. It also labeled that, 1 out of every so many people, like this really long one right here, 1 man out of every 70 some people will be raped in his lifetime. 1 out of every 18 people will be stalked, male-wise, by a significant other. 1 out of every 7, of course I done said that, is the violence. If you look at this chart again, the women, 1 out of every 3 women will be under domestic violence. 1 out of every 5 females will be a victim of severe. So you can see why, in a way, that men are not necessarily as viewed as women. But it still happens. And I believe there are more men out there that are being abused than what are actually coming forward. And that's because of pride, their upbringing, the fact that they were raised to be strong, independent, and that they're not supposed to show emotion and they're not supposed to, beat on a woman, but on the other sense, they're not supposed to let a woman beat on them either. In the day, if a man got beat by a woman, even today, TV, if a man gets beat by a woman, it's funny. Okay, and also that man is put down and made fun of, like, haha, you got beat by a woman. Okay, well, that's still violence. That's still wrong. Another thing is, if a man beats a woman, like you see on very popular television shows, crime shows, it is viewed immediately in a total different atmosphere. It is very, very serious. But I believe violence against men is very, very serious too. Especially this day and time, we've got not only heterosexual, but you got bisexual, and you've got gay and lesbian. So you've got more different relationships going on now than you used to have. So the place for violence takes place more now in different kinds of relationships than they were before. I've been trying to find a map that would show all locations. 99% of all the locations of shelters for men were not there. It was for women. Everything I seen was for women. I did not see not one shelter on the whole map for a man. A lot of men believe there's no help. They believe that nobody will believe them. Because, look at the track record. Yeah. But, there are people out there. This is something that is becoming, to make people aware. There are websites out there now that are trying to encourage men to come forward and to speak out. Speak out against the violence. Get your help. Do not stay in that situation. There is becoming more awareness, and there is becoming more availability for places for men to go where they need to go. I beg you, if you're a man and you are under this, do not stay. Get out, get your kids out, call the domestic violence hotline, go to the website, whatever you can do. Get out while you can. Do not wait till it gets so bad that you are so physically hurt or even to the point of being killed. Some women are very capable of killing, and men are too. So please, please, get help. There is help out there. Thank you.